Teachings of Jesus ignored by Christians. Throughout the Gospels, Jesus has many teachings on morality and religion. However, many of these teachings are often ignored by modern Christians, and I will explain examples in this video. Sell all your possessions. Jesus commands his disciples to sell all their possessions, which no Christians ever do today. Don't attend funerals. Jesus told his disciple to avoid going to a funeral even though funerals are considered a sacred rite by Christians today. Hate your family. Jesus told his followers to hate their entire family before becoming his disciple, and yet most Christians focus on revering their parents. Don't pray in public. Jesus told his followers to not be hypocritical by praying in public and instead pray in complete privacy, even though most Christians today will pray with others in public churches and streets. Religious leaders shouldn't wear fancy robes. Jesus condemned the Pharisees for wearing expensive robes, and yet most Christian leaders today wear fancy vestments. Let people sue you. Jesus told his followers to not resist a lawsuit and instead give what they have away, but most Christians today will passionately resist lawsuits. Works-based salvation. Jesus told his disciples to keep the commandments to earn salvation, but most Christians will tell you that is not enough and you need faith. Rejoice when people persecute you. Jesus told his followers to rejoice when they are persecuted for his sake, and yet most Christians greatly fear and complain about their persecution. No one has ever gone to heaven yet. Jesus taught that no one had ever gone to heaven, and yet most Christians believe every believer goes straight to heaven. Invite the poor and crippled to parties. Jesus told his followers to invite the marginalized of society to dinners like those in poverty and crippled, but most Christians refuse to accept others into their homes. Follow all Old Testament laws. Jesus clarified that he did not come to abolish the law, and it will not cease to exist, and if anyone breaks any of these commandments, then they will not go to heaven. However, most Christians ignore the majority of Old Testament law, claiming it no longer applies. No marriage in heaven. Jesus taught that after the resurrection and judgment day, in the new heaven, marriage ceases to exist, and yet most Christians believe they will live as spouses in heaven. Don't take religious oaths. Jesus commanded his followers to not take oaths in God's name or anything else, and yet most Christians swear on the name of God and the Bible. Call no man rabbi, teacher, or father. Jesus taught that people should not call people rabbi, teacher, and father, and yet most Christian leaders are venerated as father or teacher. Acceptable to eat with unwashed hands. Jesus taught that it was acceptable to eat with unwashed hands, and yet most Christians will demand people wash their hands for hygiene. Don't use weapons. Jesus commanded that his followers should not use weapons like swords, and yet most Christians in history and to this day fight in wars with weapons. Religious authority should be taxed. Jesus said that religious authorities should be taxed by the secular government, and yet most Christians refuse to allow their churches to be taxed. Stop preaching if you are unwelcome. Jesus said that if you are rejected by the people you preach to, you should leave. However, most Christians will never stop preaching to those who are uninterested. Turn the other cheek. Jesus told his followers to not retaliate with violence but be passive, and yet most Christians often retaliate. Don't judge others. Jesus told his followers to not judge others, and yet Christians judge non-believers for their sins constantly. Thanks for watching. I will make my next video about the problem of predestination as soon as I can.